everyone to Micro Society series Youth Now. I'm Chance, your host, and I'm excited to be bringing you fresh interviews with your young activists who are working to make the world a better place. Today, I'm honored to introduce you to 14-year-old Jahkil Jackson from Chicago. Jakhil is a best-selling author, philanthropist, and motivational speaker on a mission to influence kids around the country to get involved in their communities. His accomplishments include helping thousands of people who are homeless through his nonprofit organization and publishing a book called I Am about his experiences with bullying. Jakhil, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
I have a couple of questions. So my first one is, we have all seen an increase in people trying to survive without a home over the last 2 years. What caused you to do something about it and make change?
Yeah, so when I was about 5 years old, I went to go feed the homeless for the first time. And this was my first real experience with the homeless. So I got to see how they all lived, ate, slept, and I didn't really understand because at that age, I thought that everybody had homes. So after that, I went home and I asked my parents if we can give them all houses. So obviously we couldn't do that, but I kept asking. And eventually that showed my parents how much of a passion I have for this issue, how much I really want to do something. So we sat down and we thought about different things that we have on a daily basis that they don't have. And we thought about blessing bags.
So how have you helped the homeless?
So over the years, I've been helping the homeless with my blessing bags. They're full of toiletry items like soap, tissue, socks, things that can help them on a daily basis. I've also been influencing the youth to get back in their communities to make a bigger change in the world with the issue of homelessness.
How do you get this stuff for your bags that you donate?
So how I get the items for the bags is by people donating items to me or money so I can go to places like Dollar Tree and buy the items. I also get grants and things like that. But mostly it's all off of donations. So once we get those donations, we'll use that for the blessing bags, and that's pretty much how we get our items.
What are some challenges or surprises that you have faced throughout this whole experience?
So some challenges that I think I faced along the way are droughts in donations. That's definitely been a struggle. Also, when Corona hit, that was a struggle with the items as well because there was a lot of people going out and panicking and getting a bunch of items. So it was hard to find a lot of toiletry items for the bags. So that was definitely one of the hardest times for the organization.
So what have you learned overall from having this experience with people that are homeless and all these donations?
So one thing that I think I've learned from all of this is to put myself in other people's shoes before I judge them. Um, that's something that I've learned to make sure I do every single time I see a homeless person. Um, and it's also my advice to other young people.
When you first started, did you think you would be this passionate and you would still be doing this today?
When I first started, this was something that I wanted to keep doing and that I thought I would be doing for a long time, and it still is something that I think that I'll be doing until adulthood.
How, emotional wise, and how do you feel after you make a bag and donate it, and to see homeless people appreciate what you've done?
Yeah, so this is actually one of the things that motivates me to keep going. Seeing the smiles on homeless people's face makes me feel really good. It makes me want to see more of those smiles. So it makes me feel happy to see others happy.
I saw a video of you at the Junior MBA conference where someone asked you about what adults can do to have better relationships with young people, and you answered, you guys got to listen. Why do you think the question was asked?
That was a very long time ago. I'm surprised you saw that. Um, I was maybe like 11 or 10 years old. So I was like joking in a manner. I said, we have fresh brains and y'all should listen to us. So I was kind of joking, but it is a lot of truth in it. We do have a lot of great ideas, fresh minds, really. And I think that all adults should really take into consideration that we have some value and we can bring a lot of things to the table. But I think that was asked specifically of me because I was the only kid up there. The purpose of the whole event was to help adults realize the strengths of the young people. So they asked me that so that I can spread out a good message, a positive message about the youth to all the adults that were in that room. And plus, us young people are going to be the ones that are ruling the world in the future. So them understanding that and knowing that we are going to be leading the world, and if they want to see a better world, they have to realize that they have to start bringing young people into the situations, like bringing them into the meetings and getting them used to what the world's going to be like, so that we're already prepared.
So, do you have any advice for parents and teachers about how they can create environments for their children to become their best selves?
Yeah, so I would say to like I keep saying, make sure that you're listening, and not just basing everything that you tell them or the advice that you give them, not basing it off of your experience with the issue, because our time, like the experiences that we go through, whether it's bullying or any other issues, is way different than it was during their time as a young person. So they have to kind of um, realize that even if it's not them understanding it or being able to comprehend it, they just have to realize that this is a different time and that we go through a lot of different struggles that could be worse. So I would say make sure you're listening, and just understanding that.
What other projects have you done?
Other projects that I've done, I've been focusing on Project I Am mainly in terms of my big organization, but I also have a clothing line called Trophies. I design like shirts, jackets, hats, things like that. And a portion of the proceeds from Trophies goes to help fund Project I Am. I also have made two bestsellers. One is called I Am. The other that I just published is called Don't Wait to Be Great. And that's other ways that I'm making money for the organization. I also have like pillows, and just different items that I sell.
For our Micro Society student audience, do you have any final thoughts about how they can discover and pursue their dreams for changing the world? Or do you want to say anything we haven't covered so far?
So one thing that I do want to say is don't wait to be great. That's my motto. It means that young people don't have to wait until we're adults to become change agents or start our own business, because we can do it right now. And what's the point of waiting when you can start now and be the best when you're an adult, or just be more prepared. Also, what I would say is if you're trying to start a business or something, you don't know where to start, just go out in your community and find the things that um, need some adjustments, or look into your passions, things that you like to do, and figure out how you can turn that into a life path. And start off small as well, whatever you're doing, so that you can have wiggle room to make some adjustments to whatever you're doing.
Jakhil, thank you for sharing your story with us and for showing our audience that you are never too young to get involved in your community. Thanks to all our audience for joining us today. If you have a youth activist in your micro society school who you would like to appear on our show, please send your nominations to us at bettertogether@microsociety.org. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.